Two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee Time, your favorite podcast, right? Well, it better be. Now, on this Thirsty Thursday, we bring you some. We want to shed some light to something that's just being overlooked because we live in a COVID world with all the Black Lives Matter news and everything's just taking the grass of the mass media. So, the little guys, Coffee Time, we're gonna focus on this shit that just came out and was overlooked. So as always, invite my boy, Justin Avalos. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Dude, you ready to talk about aliens? Dude,
The one topic that people didn't think would come up during this pandemic is aliens.
it's 2020. Everything, man. Everything.
Yeah.
And if you guys are wondering why I'm sweating so much, I just got out of the sauna. Just fought for my life in there. Had to call Justin to talk me through the last 5 minutes of the session. It was pretty brutal. It really was, dude. I thought I was going to pass out.
I'm sure that's why I don't do dumb shit like that.
It's not dumb. It's very helpful. It's heat shock proteins, as Joe Rogan liked to say. You
Uh-huh.
know, yeah, your heat shock proteins. That's like his favorite things. Heat shock proteins, elk, and what else? They're savages, man. That's like how he sounds. But anyway, okay, let's just get into it. All right, like enough wasting time. All right, so back in April, the Navy or the Department of Defense released three videos. And they're not like anything that's crazy high produced or edited, but it was three videos of what is it, unidentified flying aircraft, as you say, or UFO flying objects, and they were deemed as unclassified videos, so that's why they let it to the public. Then, like a few weeks ago, what was it, on the 24th, July 24th, when all this craziness was happening, the Pentagon released statements like, "Hey, we have these like aircrafts that's not made on this Earth," and like that's all they said, like not made on this Earth. What does that mean? What does that mean to you, Justin?
Uh, I mean, it's kind of hard to like. It's weird that people just like glanced over that and like there's not major stories coming out about that because for generations now there's always been the conspiracy of course Area 51, the UFOs, aliens in general. And now like we have our top governing official saying, "Hey, we actually do have this shit," but still aren't saying, "Oh yeah, aliens are real." Like they still aren't saying
Yeah,
like
I
anything
love
about
their I love their word choice there. Is like aircraft that of not of this world. Basically, it's hilarious. Like, so
it.
what world is it from? But what I love is like we don't even talk about decades here. Let's just talk about fucking. Oh, your camera. Oh, okay, you're back. Never mind. Last year, 2019, we were supposed to raid Area 51. We were gonna know the truth, right? Like that was 2019. We were talking all that shit, and obviously we didn't raid it. But
Yeah.
and then this comes out, and no one like there's no like breaking news, blah blah blah. It's just like okay, let's release this now because we kind of have to,
Yeah.
and let's just throw it out there while the world's burning already and everything. So
Yeah,
do you?
well, what was weird is that raid, like, it was all hyped up and all this stuff, and I really thought like they were gonna do something, but instead they just sat on the outside where, we're just chilling here. I'm like, no, like if y'all are gonna do shit, do shit. Like, I'll let y'all be sacrificed so I could get the knowledge.
Before I can get the answer,
Yeah.
right? Like I said, I saw a bunch of MAGA hat wearing people there too. So you're willing
hmm
to sacrifice your own people for that answer,
Hey,
man?
hey, listen, homie, listen. Sacrifices must be made for the greater good.
For the greater good. Oh, are you drinking coffee
Like,
today?
like my boy Thanos said.
Oh my God, we're not gonna start the Thanos thing, man. Like I really want to stay keyed in on this alien thing, but let's just like really give the listeners the insight to this that insider joke. So Justin posts this. We have an actual group chat called. This is where this podcast really spawned from, called Coffee Time, and it's two other people that's in Coffee Time, and we just send memes and articles, and mostly it's just him trolling one of our friends with his support of Trump.
Yeah.
But but on this one, he sends like, well, it was a TikTok of
Yeah, it was
Batman
that's
explaining to Thanos, like, hey, why don't you just double the resources infinitely with the Infinity Gauntlet instead of like nuking half of the population of the entire galaxy? And like the TikTok is funny, and then but this is what happened, guys. We were on this. Wait, what was the question that spawned out of it? Is Thanos a bad guy?
yeah, pretty
Right?
much. So does that make him evil? This and that. Yeah.
Because he has that option, right?
Yeah.
So I rebutted and said, he's a titan. He's mad. He's figured out one formula that actually makes sense and it works of him just basically committing genocide off half of the population. And like no one's gonna check Thanos because it's fucking Thanos. So he doesn't know that he's doing wrong. That's like what's my take from it. Our friend B Well was going in. He was like, he's a terrible person. If Thanos kick down your door, punch you in your fucking mouth, killed all your whole family, he's not a bad person. I'm like, you're inviting the fourth wall in this. You can't do that. Dude, that was crazy. What did you do? That was so chaotic.
So, I just saw this thing and I was like, I asked that question and he just went off. And the way I see it is like, bad people don't know they're bad, especially if they think they are doing good. Like, it's like, oh, you have a bus full of children and you have like one insignificant person who you're gonna kill. You know, me, okay, sorry, insignificant person, I'm gonna save these children. But you're not being evil, like you're not being, fully vindictive. You're just thinking of the greater good.
Yeah,
What's worse, 12
it's the
kids or
trolleyology effect all over
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Where it's like, do you push the fat man to stop the train, or do you kill the three people? Or if you can redirect the train, do you kill one person instead of three? Does what is it? The damn it, what am I trying to say? The ways of the many, does it outweighs the ways of the few in a way? And it's
Yeah.
just like that's just your personal like psychology that you have to challenge to obtain an answer that I'm gonna just this is my last time I'm talking about this. This is supposed to be an alien podcast. Thanos to me is not a bad person. That's what I'm saying right there. He's not a bad person because in that moment where he kills Gamora, you see that he's like sad and stricken. He's torn between worlds. I'm like, come on, he's not a bad person. He just knows this is the only way to really get his ultimate sacrifice to save the world or whatever.
Yeah, save the
But
universe.
also, well, yeah, the universe. Also, he did put the world in shambles. So who knows? Who knows?
I mean, who knows? What if, they never went back in time and, did all that stuff? We don't know what the ramifications would have been 15 years, prior. Like, what
Oh,
if?
for all the nerds that listen to the podcast, and nerds is a compliment when it's coming from me. Look, drop a comment below. Tell us is Thanos bad? Voice your argument. I would love to read it. I don't think B is gonna like the or Bruce Wick as we like to call him in the coffee time chat is going to like it. But if you're siding with captions here, he's not bad. And if you just want to be an instigator, if you want to be an instigator like Justin over here, just go to it's Justin Avalos at Instagram and just terrorize him in his DM. So it would be funny.
Oh, all right.
Back to the UFC. Dude, I'm sweating like crazy. You see this? You didn't even let me like, dude, look at this, like boob sweat and all that. This is incredible.
You just got done watching Cops.
I just got done watching Cops, homie. Nah, but I just got done sitting in a fucking hot box for an hour. That's what happened. Ooh. Well, it was like 40-ish minutes. 40-ish minutes, but it's rough. Back to the aliens. Can we talk about this?
Yes,
I
we
just want
can.
to talk about this. Isn't
Well,
this crazy that the Pentagon is basically openly saying like, hey, we have material or aircraft, whatever, but material of that's not on the the periodic table. Think about that.
yeah,
Well, they're okay. Hold on. They're not
yeah.
saying all that, but if they're saying that it was created not of this world, I would think that it has some elements that are not of this world still as
Yeah,
well and everything. But
yeah,
okay,
for sure.
so let's get in. Do you believe that we have aliens or we've encountered aliens?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we as humans are small-minded if we think we're the only living beings in the entire galaxy, entire universe of existence. Like we're not even just the Milky Way galaxy that we're part of, but other galaxies as well. Like we're small-minded to think that we're the only living things out there. There's no possible way. Like there has to be life somewhere else other than Earth.
So, do you believe these statements that's coming out from the Pentagon then that we have aircraft that was not made of this world?
Well, I'm not saying so far as aircraft. I'm sure like the materials that were used are of course of an alien origin. But I
You
mean,
see
it's
what
kind of
they?
like so like if a meteor hits us right now, that's technically an alien origin. So, I don't know if it's like an alien drove by, got shot by one of us, and then they crash landed it and they get ours now. I don't think it's as far as that, but I do think that there's aircraft that hasn't been seen by man that has will not be seen by man that is of an alien origin, like from. And I'm not just saying like alien as green people, like alien just meaning like not of Earth. So technically, the moon is alien to us, even though it's like one of our like natural satellites.
Well, if you want
Uh,
to get into technicalities and the definition of alien, like to
yeah, yeah.
define alien or to alienate and everything, yeah, we can be greedy like that. But fuck, dude, I just want to see these aliens. That's really what I want to do.
But here's the thing, honestly, if I were an alien and I saw the shit that Earth does to anything that's different, I'd be like, fuck no. Like hell, no wonder like they won't make contact with us. We are a fucking violent race. Anything
Well,
different, we want to probe you.
so before I get into this, I'm drinking Fort Somatic coffee pods today again. Do you have any coffee today?
I do not.
I'm just finishing it up, by the way.
Yeah, I got macaroni.
Some
That's what I
water.
got.
Okay. I guess
Yeah,
that no, that doesn't constitute as coffee time at all.
I just stole it from my daughter. She didn't want to eat it, so I ate it.
Okay. But before wait, what the damn? I lost my train of thought with your fucking macaroni. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about, if it's true
Oh,
that
okay, I got it. I got it. So I remember like one time it was like I was tell you a little alien story. So I was walking. So where I grew up, we all grew up on a hill, and there was two massive houses, and it's like from house number one to house number two. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk, really, depending on how fast you walk. But if you're scared of the dark as a kid, as me, it's like 5 minutes, just sprinting, right? So it is like I would say dead of night. You know when you walk outside and you can't hear a dent. You're from Texas. Well, you're from
yeah.
like kind of the city of Texas, though. So
Yeah,
you
but I'm
probably never
in
experienced
rural
this.
areas of where it's
Okay.
like
Dude, like where you walk in and you can hear yourself walk outside and you can hear yourself think. Like it's that dark, it's that silent. And I remember just I was like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna be a big boy today. I'm just gonna walk home. So I'm walking and everything like that. And dude, I'm looking up at the stars because the sky is so clear, it's unbelievable. And I'm just looking at this thing, just like it wasn't hovering above me. It was just flying. So I was like, huh, that's probably like a bat because we had a lot of bats there too. Or maybe it's like there's not really airplanes. You don't see airplanes where I'm from. You don't see airplanes at all. So I thought it was a bat, and then I go, and my mom's just getting off work, so she worked a swing shift, so she's getting off at around like 11 p.m. It's around 11:30. She's looking up, and we're on like the fucking patio, just looking at this thing, and she's drinking her coffee. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "I thought it was a bat," and like, it's not a bat. It wasn't moving in some abnormally crazy speed and angles and the pitch and yawn and everything is going crazy. It was just there, and then it just disappeared. It just disappeared. So I remember we talked about it that night. And I was saying, she was like, "We can't be the only thing out here. Like, there's just no way." Like she was saying that thing like if we think about it, how big? Because we don't even know how big out
yeah.
there is. It's infinite, right? To like all the smart people, like it's infinite. It can stretch on and whatever. And she was like, "Yeah, we can't be the only thing there." And I was like, "Hey, mom, being young, I was like, well, why won't they come say hi?" That's how I worded it. And she's like, "Well, if you see how we treat a stranger, and if they're smart enough to look at that and like to see that how we treat a stranger, we're threatened by them, or we have to like check them or vet them in before we say hi, right? Like you said, like let's probe them, let's poke them and everything. I
Hmm.
wouldn't want to say fucking hi either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would never want to say hi, but I'm not gonna be like one of these guys who's like, nope. aliens are not real, whatever, hope and everything. Like I don't, I'm not like a tinfoil. I'm put the tinfoil hat, eat a bunch of edibles, and let's let's talk the same language, right? I'm not one of those, but I do believe that I did have a hunch because of that experience. In When I was very young, I was like 11. It was either 9 or 11 when it happened. But that's always piqued my interest in aliens. But I've never like went down the rabbit hole of the internet because it's just like then you run into a bunch of people that thinks the Earth is flat, which they could all just go like jump off a cliff in a safely manner. I'm not telling you to to
I
do
know
that,
the three viewers that we have.
right? I'm a flat earther. Oh, and just jump off. But for real, this is this statement that's came out is kind of this is big, right?
Yeah.
This is huge for the public, and no one's talking about it. So, do you have an alien story?
So I do have one that was more recent. It's when we were actually deployed or underway, one of the two. And I was actually out on the LSO platform. For those of you that don't know what that is, just know that it's on top of a flight deck on a carrier. So I'm just
So, break this down a little more. A flight deck carrier, is a nuclear carrier, massive ship. Is basically an airport floating.
yeah.
You can, or an airline. You can launch and launch. Jesus, that's hard to say.
Land and lunch.
Land and launch aircraft on this thing.
Yeah.
So, and the LSO stands for, dude.
Landing signal officer.
Okay, I'm finna say like, bro, I'm done. I checked out of that shit months ago. But yeah, it's a platform where you can basically you see the final. How would you explain it? You're
So
talking with the officer that's landing the aircraft, basically,
yeah.
or
You're telling
you're
you're
assisting.
just the weights for the type of aircraft that are about to land. So we're able to visually see like aircraft and say, hey, this is that type of aircraft. This is the weight setting that needs to be set for them to
Give me a
land.
call. Give me a call, bro.
Bro, no, I
Come
ain't get
on.
that, Grizzly.
Oh shit.
Dude, what's that for you, Grizzly? Pal.
What?
Anyway,
Fucking nerd, dude.
bro, let's anyway. So I'm out there at night. Beautiful at night. Stars all twinkling. Everything's just pitch black. You're
It is
chilling.
pretty
I'm
on the
just looking up
platform.
there, and I start seeing these lights, and I'm like, huh, like there's these two little lights. I'm like, okay, they're right next to each other. That's kind of weird. Then another one right above it. Then another one. Then another one. And it starts forming like a triangle tip shape. Just a triangle. And I'm like, what the heck? And then they're like coming in and out, like they'll go away, come back, go away, come back. And they're starting to move. And I'm like looking around like, what the fuck? So I get on my headset. I'm like, hey, Tower, are you seeing this like right now? Like where I'm at? And the guy out there is like, yeah. Okay, just making sure. So I'm like trying to, compose myself because we're about to, receive our final landings of the night and everything like that. So I'm doing my job and I'm still like peeking out, and they're still there, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like we're in the middle of the ocean. There's no like airfields around us, so it's not planes. So what the fuck is that? And I don't really freak out because I'm just like, there's so many videos out there that show stuff like this, and of course, the stories of Roswell, New Mexico, and all the stuff there.
hmm
So I'm just like, was that something, or was that just like, I don't know. So to this day, I still really can't explain what I saw that day.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. No weird movement, just like it was moving.
No, it was just like subtle movements, and I'm like, we're like completely on a straight path, so it should not be moving the way it's moving. Like I could understand, we're in a turn, and of course things, move that way. But I have seen ones too where this is actually even more recent here in Corpus. Whenever I was headed to base, like early in the morning, like 5:30 in the morning, and I see like this ball of gas. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then it just shoots, and I'm like, what the like? Even the news like covered it, and they're like, unexplained light was seen and all this stuff, and like it just kind of like ended at that. I'm like, why are we not talking more about this? Like, what the hell?
Dude, I want the tinfoil hat wearing people to speak up.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I need
love
more I need because I like I have the time. I just don't have the energy to go down the rabbit hole because it gets so deep into like people thinking that space is fake that was created by the Catholic Church to make you believe in God. Dude, I went down a rabbit hole one night and I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like
Jeez.
it didn't make me question. I was just like, I cannot believe because I believe that you have limited space in your brain. Once it's just like a hard drive, but you can't format it in a way. You can't
Okay.
delete it. So as you're filling it up, and like I can never get that shit that I read or and watched out of my brain from Reddit and like YouTube and all that. So I'm like, I'm not going down a rabbit hole again. But, but this is crazy. I
Yeah.
I want to do. What's the next thing? What, are they gonna be like? We've found our carcass that's not or a cadaver or whatever that's not from this world.
So here's what I think. I think we're in a generation to where if something like this were to exist, I think we'd handle it a little bit better than older generations, I feel. Just because we're like more tolerant now, more accepting of certain things. But I think that what they're gonna do is slowly, like, you know, first we learned, okay, there was such thing as unidentified objects, UFOs, all that stuff. Now they're saying, okay, well, now we have vehicles or aircraft that are not of
Not
Earth.
from this planet. Yeah.
So I think like if there is such things, I do fully believe that there is, but if they are gonna be like, look, this is true, it's gonna be gradual, cause like in Men in Black, I don't know if you ever saw the original one, but Tommy Lee Jones said it perfectly. Cause Will Smith was asking, well, why don't you tell us? Cause they're like, well, a person is accepting, like they'll accept truth, a person, but people themselves will panic, they'll riot, all this stuff. So I think that's kind of why like we're slowly like trying to get to that point where they're like, look, here's our first alien, ta-da, and then we're gonna integrate and all that stuff, and I don't know.
Hmm.
It'll be
I
interesting.
completely disagree. Well,
Really?
I don't think we're gonna handle this. I think back then in the olden days we would have handled it well. Cause like you see, like oh, it's dead. We can kill it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think the world now they will be, first this is exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna say that hey, we have an alien body, blah blah blah, whatever.
Hmm.
You're gonna have some stay woke fucking spineless idiots just like we killed that alien, we took it from their family. It's gonna be a vegan too. It's really like, did you force feed it meat? What happened? Blah blah blah. It has feelings. I'm for alien justice and whatever. So we're gonna have that fucking group, right? Don't
Yeah.
experiment on these aliens. They're basically animals. They're gonna be calling them animals too, and all that. So that's gonna happen for sure. And then I believe like we have too many like fucking self like well kind of we're a little guilty of it because we're doing commentary over this as well, but you're gonna just have like people what I would see that does not value what a educated opinion or just reading into some things to construct an opinion on something that's gonna be like outlash like oh my god they lied to us, what are they lying to us about? And I think it's gonna be a domino effect. You know, you tip one over, like what else are you hiding? You hid aliens from us for years when old dude that used to work at Area 51 was screaming about it and you kind of blacklisted him and everything, like why did it take a comedian's podcast to actually make like Joe Rogan to
Yeah.
make light of the subject and everything? So it's gonna be a lot of that. I feel like
There's not gonna be any type of winning if
yeah,
it comes. Like no one's gonna win.
I feel like it shouldn't even be a competition. Like there shouldn't be winning and like involved. It should just be like hey, just tell us what's up. And if you've
Yeah.
been talking to these damn things, I want to know what we've been talking about. When is
But
our
what do you
water
think we
supply
would,
going to run out? I don't know.
well, it's not even that. Like, what do you think we would gain from it?
See,
Like,
that's a
if
great question. I'm
yeah,
so glad you brought that up. What do we gain from meeting an alien or someone from a different planet? What do I gain something? I look at it as when we're deployed and we're traveling around the world, and then we make port in like South Korea or some people make port in Thailand, Australia. Some smaller ships go to Georgia, New Zealand, and everything like that. They get experience, or they get like just dropped into a melting pot of culture where you don't have to accept it. You can be a lame and like stay on a boat or just get smashed at a bar. But if you really learn about the culture, you grow a little inside. So what we have to gain is just understanding someone else. Like it's like me meeting someone from China or someone that grew up in a village in Nepal, you know? Like
Yeah.
the difference of how they look at life and how we look at life. So I think the only value that I would get from it, that I would want to get from it, is like, what is the meaning of life to you? Like that's what I would ask them.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's the ultimate. Like, what are we searching for? Like, is money, fame, bitches and everything, cocaine? Is that life, or like
here's
I would want
here's
to
the
know.
downside though. Here's the downside to that happening is we want to colonize everything. So we're gonna want to steal their technology. We're gonna want to visit the planets. We're gonna want them teach them how to live our way. We're gonna teach them things that we want them to learn. Like I just feel like that's what would happen because the past repeats itself if you never learn from it.
Well, think about it like this: if they
Hmm.
can get to us, but we can't get to them, we have no power.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So I
but
don't think.
if they slowly start giving us a little bit of their technology and we build on it and then build on it and then build on it, that's where it comes into play. You know
Oh
what I
man,
mean?
we're putting the tin hat on, dude, right here. Because I'm thinking like, wait, do you think that they're that dumb? Okay, okay, let's think about it like this. We're not even gonna say they're so intelligent, or we don't even have to say it like that. What if they just they're a step ahead of us, where everyone is reporters now. We all have cell phones. We're all recording videos 24/7. There's how many videos that is uploaded to YouTube per minute? Think
Yeah.
about that. So this entire world has a surveillance camera everywhere, and some have been spotted, but we haven't got any concrete juicy evidence where we look at that video and it's like, that's not edited, that's not After Effects, that is concrete, solid. Oh my fucking god, that's an alien. That's a little green man, right? Shout out to Ozzy. But that's a little green man or whatever. It's an alien. So proposing that they have been out of the eye of the world, I think they have to be a step ahead of us in technology
Oh
and
yeah.
just a little bit more smarter, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So if they do approach us, it's going to be on their terms, and I think they're going to be more prepared in like not allowing us to manipulate them into colonization where we're like, oh yeah, we're cool, we're friendly, just show us where you live, show us how you
Yeah, yeah.
get there.
Or it could just be like War of the Worlds and they just annihilate us.
But what's stopping them, really?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like they're like, oh, I'm like, dude, if they have this technology that you're so afraid of, why haven't they done it already? They will
Yeah.
have wiped us out, and we'd have no fight. Like, there's no way we wouldn't have a dog in the fight.
Dude, this is my conspiracy theory and everything. Okay, aliens are real, right? Pentagon
Mhm.
just kind of gave me a little point there, so check mark to there, check mark on my board. But this is it. They're gonna wait till we're all fed up and we're like, hey, how about we just blow everyone up? We're gonna release the nukes. They're gonna come down and be like, hey, homie, telekinesis that shit. Take all the nukes out of the fucking air, go put them somewhere else, and then they're gonna talk to us. They're gonna be like, "Hey, look, you've been playing this game for about X amount of years, hundred thousands of years. It's been super entertaining. You're actually the number one reality show of the
Yeah.
universe, right?" Because, dude, think about this shit. They have to be watching us if they're real, whatever. Dude, Tiger King, Tiger King. Come on, We were so. Have you seen Tiger King, by the way?
I refuse to watch it. I am sorry.
You
I
know what?
just
I applaud you because I refused to watch it. I refused to watch it, but it got me, and it was incredible. So, dude, more hats off to you for sticking to your guns because I was like, I'm not watching that shit, and then I fell in love with it. Like I binged it, but like, dude, they're like, dude, these fucking little bags of like meat provide us with all this crazy entertainment. I think they're gonna be pissed off because Cops is canceled now, so I think they're gonna come down now because it was like that was our favorite fucking show. What are you doing? So, or maybe they don't watch what we watch, and we are, like I said, the reality show. And they're like, "Hey, how about we sprinkle a little COVID-19 on this hoe to
Yeah,
see what they're gonna how they're gonna react?"
like Truman Show, like Truman Show.
Truman Show.
Yeah, have you? That's how you know we hit our time limit.
Oh yeah, we're at 31:27.
Yeah. So Truman Show is a movie with Jim Carrey to where he doesn't know he's in a reality show. Like his whole world is a reality show. So they can
Ah,
control everything. Like he gets rained on, this and that. Like he's a character in the reality show and he doesn't know it.
interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went deep into the simulation thing one time, and I was like, "Ooh, this makes so much sense. This makes so much sense." But anyway, hey, look, like you
Yeah.
said, that's our time cap, dude. I was great talking aliens with you and the audience. Hopefully, you guys agree that Thanos is not a bad person. Okay. All right. Ending statements for you, buddy.
You said it all, bro.
All right, guys. Like I said, on Coffee Time, our saying is you are what you listen to, and you listen to Coffee Time, so you're good with us. Please subscribe for more. Every Thursday, we're coming at you with hot podcast news. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.